I'm really, really excited about our B-Bong Relief Cream. There's so many times, speaking of going to the gym or discomfort, or people wake up, oh, my back, and they just need something just to quickly rub on that is going to take effect like that. They're going to feel better, and I'm excited about it. If it's B-Bong, I'm all in.
Not that I was surprised, but when something is working so well, it's like, oh gosh, how can we make this even better? But in fact, it is better, and I have consistently tried, okay, use this and then use this and tell me which one you like better. Not telling them, what is supposed to be better or anything of that nature. Just try this, tell me what you feel. Try this, tell me what you feel. Every single time, the response back has been, I like this one better. 100% of the time.
Yes.
And this product, the product that we're phasing out and now replacing, had amazing testimonies. So what is, you're not going to tell us the secret sauce, but what you can highlight, I'm sure, a few key ingredients that has made this product that much better.
Absolutely. Again, I like to keep it somewhat simple for all of us who go and share it with the world, who do not necessarily want to remember every last herb or every last property. That's my job, right? And so one of the main differences, and certainly what I knew would happen as well, is you're correct. I want to start by saying there are so many products in the market, especially in the cannabinoid industry with all of the salves, and that's one industry. One of the main differences we're going to see with the new relief cream that has the B-Bong synergistically combined with the cannabinoids and the adaptogens, right? And so, of course, we have adaptogens in B-Bong, but I like to call that out a bit for all of the reasons that we will continue to discuss and have discussed. When you put those three components, and that's what I mean by keeping it simple. So when everyone else goes out and wants to explain a bit, those are the three things that really make our formulas different. We have the cannabinoid blend, we have the synergy with the B-Bong formula, and the adaptogens, which again is in B-Bong, but those are the really special ingredients within B-Bong that help our bodies. When you combine all of that synergistically into a proper formulation, you're right, it no longer becomes just temporary. That doesn't mean that you may never have to use it again. It is part of our daily regimen. We have to keep balancing with our body, but it is very common that people immediately will feel the difference, and that difference will be lasting to a certain extent, right? For some people, it will be lasting forever. For some, it might take, if it's a very chronic issue, it might take some time. But to have something in our lives when we truly have chronic or acute type of discomfort, that we can really rebalance that quickly, I mean, what can be more important than that? Because when we are hurting and we have discomfort, it is very difficult to function on a daily basis. And as we mentioned prior, we all had sat down to think, what are the most important formulas? Because you're right, Jeff, it's the sky's the limit. We can make so many different products that will be so effective and so unique and revolutionary, if I may. But we thought immunity, so important right now to help our health. We know that weight loss is a huge thing for so many people, not just for vanity, but also for our health, right? We're very aware of this. And so what other formula would be so important? Of course, it comes down to those who have discomfort in their life, because when we have discomfort, you cannot function properly. So to have the ability for our own bodies to have relief from that discomfort is huge. To give that to another person, you can literally change their entire life. And that's what this cream does so much differently than everything else on the market because of that synergy.
That's so important, because when you hurt, it just throws everything off.
Yes.
Your mental outlook, how you do things, what you can do. When you're hurting and somebody says, let's go do this, you're like, oh, you know you're going to be in pain.
Right.
You know that you're going to feel that discomfort, and you're not going to have a good time. You don't want to slow people down, so you try not to be a burden on people.
Right.
So to give people any relief at all is really life-changing for them.
Absolutely. To go one step deeper, when we have discomfort, obviously there's something wrong within our physical body, right? And it's really important to understand this, because especially for those who are younger, we all remember this. You're 20, you hurt something, you might not even pay any attention. It goes away because our bodies are able to so quickly rebalance and heal itself, right? But what happens that we don't always see is that we might have discomfort, we might power through it, it may heal a certain way, but if we don't properly get in there with certain proper formulations and rebalance that area, whatever area it might be. Let's take our elbow, for example. We're playing sports, tennis perhaps, you have a lot of discomfort. And especially for those who love tennis, which is another huge thing that's happened in the last couple of years, you really enjoy this, it's a part of your life, and now you literally can't do it anymore because your elbow hurts. I mean, how it sounds like one small thing, but that can really deter people in their lifestyle and what they enjoy and how they stay healthy. And it's very difficult to try to rebalance that area. Well, you can power through it, you can do certain physical movements, you can use some products that maybe let you play a couple more weeks or whatever that looks like, but what happens is you have all this imbalance that's happening in an area, and that's really important for people to understand because you get internal bruising, you have toxic buildup, all of a sudden circulation is not flowing properly, and even though you may be able to fix it in the moment, it still is there. And so you might not notice it. And this is where you'll see, oh my gosh, 3 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later, now for some reason I have a chronic elbow problem that it's almost impossible for me to try to heal, right? And that's the key here. When you use proper formulations, it really improves the circulation, the flow, and really helps to remove basically like internal bruising. Think of a bruise, it clears that area, and that's so important for our bodies. So even if it's the smallest pain or it's one that literally we can't even function, it's very important to cater to that, to pay attention to that and focus on making sure that it really functions properly. That's kind of a key for discomfort, and that's what our formula does.